Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to your grammar classes. Today, we will be learning active and passive voice, right? Active voice. The subject is the doer of the action. The subject is the receiver. Children, just now I read two sentences about this active voice. But before that, let me tell you what is the meaning of voice. Children, when you speak, okay, when you speak, you use active voice. An active voice is when the subject is the doer. Means you are the speaker. Fine. You are the speaker and listener means listener will be the receiver. Means that is the object. Object becomes the receiver. Here we can interchange the receiver and subject. It becomes passive where the speaker is not active. That is the criteria of this active and passive. The whole active and passive depends on the speaker in which place he is. Is he actively speaking or he is passive in his voice means to speak. Let us see. The speaker is the doer of the action. The object is the receiver. Simple. You are the speaker and listener is the listener means object. It follows the pattern here. There is a simple rule. Subject, doer or speaker plus verb. Verb is compulsory because it becomes the communicating, helping verb. Action. It takes the words of the speaker that is subject to the object. That is subject to the receiver. That is doer to receiver. Subject plus verb plus object. Very simple. Only three here. Subject, verb and object. That is the person who is speaking. That is doer. Verb which will do the action of that subject. Receiver. That is object. Fine. Now, the teacher discussed. The teacher is the speaker. The teacher discussed the news about Ebola virus yesterday. Fine. The teacher, subject, discussed the news about. What did she do? The action done by the teacher was discussed the news about Ebola virus yesterday. Okay. Ebola virus yesterday. Fine. She discussed about the Ebola virus. This is a sentence. Who is the doer here? Teacher. Fine. What is she doing? She is talking about Ebola virus. When? Yesterday. Next see. Passive voice. The subject is the receiver of the action. Fine. Here we will interchange. The subject is the receiver of the action means the object becomes the subject. The doer is found at the end of the sentence means the subject who was active in the active voice is now in the place of object. Okay, at the end of the sentence. Just follow the pattern. Subject, receiver plus be. Okay, this is compulsory plus past participle. Fine. Third, V3 form plus by plus doer of the action. You will understand with the examples next. Don't have to get confused with the last example here. What I gave here, the teacher discussed about the the teacher discussed the news about Ebola virus yesterday. This is an example for active voice, okay, where they are concentrating on the teacher, means the subject or the doer. Let us see in further examples here. The movie was watched by the children last month. Fine. The movie was watched. Who watched the movie? Children. Actually, children should be in subject place in active voice. Okay. In active voice, the children watched the movie last month. That will be the active voice. The movie was watched by. See? The movie was watched by the children last month. The receiver became the subject here and the subject, that is the doers, are in the end of the sentence. Now, to change, let us see the pattern how to change. These were general examples given to you to see how the subject and object, means the doer and the receiver, will go. Now we will see the methods of changing from active to passive. To change the sentence from active to passive, just make the object the subject of the sentence. Fine. As I told you, the doer will become the will go to the end of the sentence and the receiver will become the subject. See, Bob sent the flowers to Lane. Fine. Bob is subject. He sent flowers to Jane. Fine. Who is the receiver here? Jane. Fine. And what did he send? The flowers. Okay. But the object is flowers. Remember that the nearby means the nearby object which is near to the subject becomes the object, and this becomes the second object to Jane. So, the first object is flowers. The flowers were sent by Bob to Jane. Fine. The flowers were sent by Bob to Jane. The chef prepared a meal. Here we don't have two objects, so no worries. The chef prepared a meal. A meal was prepared by the chef. Very simple. Now, the manager rejected the proposal. The proposal was rejected by the manager. See, in a simplest way, we are just changing from active to passive. Now, let's sort out some sentences. Change the sentences from active to passive. Harry ate a sandwich last night. Fine. Here, Harry ate a sandwich last night. A sandwich was eaten. Past participle V3 form. Eat, ate, eaten. A sandwich was eaten by Harry last night. Lillian washed the dishes this morning. The dishes object becomes the doer now. The dishes were washed by Lillian this morning. The principal suspended my friend. My friend was suspended by the principal. The doctor operated the patient for 12 hours. The patient was operated by the doctor for 12 hours. Mom arranged the books in the room. The books in the room were arranged by Mom. Here, in this active and passive interchanging, we have learned in the most simplest way. Fine, children. Let us see what concept you will learn in the next class. But yes, active and passive voice is very simple task if you understand the subject, and that is the doer and the receiver. The whole interchange stands on the interchange of doer and receiver when we use with the proper usage of V3 form, that is past participle and by. Thank you.